Thank you, Jessica. We are here at the Tramways building where the new state-of-the-art CCTV control room is being introduced, and we are speaking to the MBDA project manager of this project, Mr. Nsako Mabasa. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Firstly, sir, can you tell us what are the capabilities of this state-of-the-art CCTV room, and also can you just tell us what will it be used for specifically?
All right. The capabilities are that we've got various cameras. Some cameras which are long range, they're able to pick up incidents at very far away areas. So that's a capability of one of the cameras. Some of the cameras are able to pick up issues such as number plate. So we're able to recognize number plates and be able to then transfer that information to the relevant law enforcement agencies. So those are the capabilities of these cameras, and the nice thing about them is that they're coming through fiber, so you get real-time responses to incidents on the ground, and that is basically what it's for. In terms of the response, we are looking obviously at safer cities. We want to make sure that the city is safe for both locals and tourists, and the intention there is that you want to have a city that is attracting investment, but also you want a city that actually is a place where people can play, live and work as well. So you need to make it safe in that regard.
And then one of the things that was spoken about was partnership and collaboration, and we know that the Metro is involved as well as the MBDA. Can you tell us what law enforcement branch will be responding to what is seen on the cameras in the control room?
All right, we have appointed a service provider, part of the joint venture, and one of the service provider has got a certified control room in terms of SAIDSA standards, so meaning that the information that goes into their control room, they are able to prosecute through the NPA. Now, they have got a patrol vehicle. We've got boots on the ground. We've got around 45 people on the ground with a patrol vehicle. They are able to respond. So when they pick up an incident, let's say at Donken, we're able to dispatch a vehicle, excuse me, and then we are able to then respond accordingly through our own internal service provider.
And then where are these cameras focused? What areas are they focused on at the moment?
They focus on a number of areas. It's 112 of them. On the most critical areas, the beachfront, we've got a lot of tourists and both local guys that actually go and take a dip from time to time. On tourist hotspots, where we've got issues of card scammers. On areas where we know that the tourists will walk, but not only just the tourists, where our children actually, for instance, sometimes they go to the Donken for educational lessons. We've got cameras at the Donken. So we're not necessarily divulge exactly where the spots are, but in terms of coverage, we've covered most of the areas where we are mandated to cover, including the inner city, the stadium precinct, and Gariega CBD.
Now, Gariega is a crime hotspot, and many of the places that are crime hotspots are not in the areas that you've mentioned now, for example, the northerns and also the townships. Is there a rollout plan for those areas, and what is the estimated time for that implementation?
Well, thanks. We have at least an area in Helen Vale where we've got cameras that's going to come online as well in our facility and around our facility. But obviously, in terms of our mandate, remember we derive our mandate from the local authority, meaning that the municipality tells us where to go and what to do. So we are dependent on the municipality. If the municipality tomorrow says we must go to Zwide Township, then we'll go to Zwide Township. So currently our mandate is in the inner city, the stadium precinct, and Gariega CBD.
And then lastly, what kind of protection do the cameras themselves have? For example, how do we know that they won't be identified and then demolished? So is there specific protections for the cameras themselves?
Yes, the cameras have got an alarm. So you've got a camera looking at a camera, but you also have an alarm that actually gets activated once a person gets closer to there or tries to open up the box, which actually gives you access to the cameras themselves. So you've got that, but you also have got motion detection. So if it senses that there's people that are actually trying to actually tamper with it, the cameras themselves will report back to the control center, and then there'll be dispatching of a vehicle to actually respond to that. So there are systems put in place to actually counter that particular activity. So we've thought ahead of time in terms of that particular aspect.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
That was Mr. Mabasa from the MBDA speaking about the new state-of-the-art CCTV control room that has been launched at the Tramways building in Gqeberha. Back to you, Jessica.